So we'll start seated. I'm going to be on my shins, but if you're more comfortable being cross-legged, totally fine. And we'll start music here in a few minutes, but you can cue it up if and when you want to add it. Let the hands rest in the lap and your eyes either close or steady. Your spine elongate. Just some simple, slow breathing to start. Letting the breath serve as your transition out of whatever your day's brought you so far and into what these next 60 minutes are going to hold. I could be projecting, but it seems that the trend with people in my life right now is that this time of year lends to just a little bit more of everything. More socializing, more busyness, more obligations. So we'll take the opportunity in this practice to slow things down a little bit. And we'll start by creating a breath that's kind of like Nadi Shodhana, but instead of alternate nostril breathing, we're just going to stick with left nostril breathing. So the theory is that the left side of the body is the more cooling side, the feminine side, the calming side. So we'll take the right thumb and just seal the right nostril all the way so that as you inhale, it's solely through the left side. We'll stay exactly as we are, and as you breathe out, exhale out of the left side. So just the singular side, and let's take the inhale a little bit slower. But then the exhale even slower than that. So maybe it's a 3 or 4 or 5 count inhale. Followed by a 5 or 6 or 7 count exhale. Knowing that the exhales are responsible for calming. I'll take just a few more rounds like this. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking for some people, maybe they need more energizing. So if that's the case for you, you could switch and breathe just through the right nostril and then make the inhales longer and the exhales shorter. So it's like we can make our own little recipe with the breath for what it is we need today. I'm going to stick with the left with the longer exhale. We'll take 3 more cycles, regardless of where you are. Give yourself one more entire cycle, full breath in. And full breath out. We'll release the hand and let it rest in your lap. Just take a few moments to breathe between both nostrils. Be a kind of interesting exercise to do throughout the day to just notice which side is more open than the other. If your right nostril flows a little more easily, you might be a little more activated, or if your left is flowing more easily, you might be a little more relaxed. And perhaps you're balanced. As you breathe in, let your shoulders rise up toward your ears. And then exhale, roll them back and all the way down. Inhale, shrug the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, roll them back and down. One more time like that. Inhale, shrug forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Your eyes could stay open or closed, and on the breath in, circle your arms all the way up and over your head. And then exhale, slide your hands together at the center of your heart. Take a second to set an intention or create a word or a feeling that you want to inspire for your practice. Whatever that is, whether it's being more playful or adventurous or calm or peaceful, content. Whatever it is you're landing on, let that swirl through the body. Let it influence your mind. Open the eyes if they're closed. Release your fingertips down toward the sides of your body. And on the inhale, just your right arm, reach it all the way up toward the sky. The left fingers are draped down. Take the right hand and grip the left side of the head and very gently let your head move over to the right. And we're continuing to reach down and away through the left fingertips. And depending on how you feel, you could raise the left hand away from the floor a few inches, and it just might change what shows up in the neck, just that angle of that left arm. Ever so slightly, let your chin start to dip forward and down toward your chest. So it's almost like the right hand is moving toward the back of the skull and giving your head a tug forward. Relax the grip of that right hand and let your head just gently come back to center. Send your right fingertips down toward the floor. Inhale, lift your left arm all the way up to the sky. Take hold of the right side of the head and give it a gentle tug sideways. And again, the right fingertips could stay touching down. They can start to hover a few inches, but really extend it out of the fingertips. For me, that even creates a little sensation down the right side of the arm. So not just in the trap in the neck, but all encompassing on that right side. Just switching the angle slightly, so your chin's starting to lower toward the chest. Your left hand can move a little closer to the back of your skull, so it can tug forward and down. This time, different exit strategy will let the chin continue to dangle toward the chest, just center through the head. Release the left hand and lace the fingers behind you. Send your knuckles toward the floor first, so the shoulders creep out of the ears, and then see if the hands can move a little further away from the lower back. Your chin is still angling down toward the chest. Seeking out this broadening across the collarbones, and might even feel the fronts of the shoulders, the chest. Release the grip of your hands. Shift forward to tabletop position, and in that transition, if you want to hit play on that first track, you can go ahead. We'll place the shoulders right on top of the wrists, wide of the fingertips, and step your right foot to the very back of your space, so the toes are curled under on the floor. Spend a little bit of time with their knees bent and flexed, so we're lengthening things out. Keep pressing into the palms, so you're lifting out of the shoulders, and the gaze is slightly forward. On the inhale, pick up the right leg up and away from the floor. The leg can stay straight. On the exhale, tap your right toes down to the floor. On the inhale, pick up the right leg, engage through the glute and the hamstring. Exhale, tap your toes to the mat. Inhale, float your right leg up. Keep your belly strong, and then exhale, little love tap to the floor. And one more time, inhale, pulse the right leg up into the air. And exhale, tap the toes down. Keep them down. Send your left shin over to the left. Grip your right heel onto the mat and send your right arm up to the sky. Turn your right palm forward and reach the arm over the ear. So we're creating even more space in that right side body. The big breath into that right side. Exhale, release the right hand back to the mat. Slip your right knee onto the floor. And now extend your left leg back behind you. So toes tucked under on the mat. Just a moment to be static here as you stretch back through the heel and forward through the heart. Now on the inhale, simply lift your left toes up and away from the floor and try to engage the hamstring and the glute. And exhale, tap your left toes back to the mat. So nothing else moves, the gaze is steady. Inhale, float the left leg up. Exhale, little tap of the toes to the earth. 2 more times, breathe in and lift. Exhale and tap. 1 more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Now spin your right shin over to the right, ground your left heel, and reach your left arm all the way up to the sky. Keep pressing into the outer edge of the left foot, and as you turn the left palm forward, reach the arm all the way over the ear, puff up through the left ribs. The gaze could be sideways or down or even up beneath that left arm. More full breath here. Exhale, lower the left hand, slide your left knee back to the mat, tabletop shape. Flip the hands around, angle your fingertips toward your knees. You could go 1 hand at a time or 2. Then inhale, sway your belly down with your tailbone, your gaze, your eyes. Exhale, round through the spine and look inward at your navel. Again, breathe in, send your heart forward, your gaze and your tailbone upward. And exhale, round through the back. We'll take that 1 more time, a breath in. And a breath out. As you find neutral through the spine, realign all 10 fingers to point forward. So either your index fingers or your middle fingers will start to parallel each other. Tuck your toes under behind you and send your hips all the way up to the sky into your first down dog, which might come with a little bit of movement. So feel free to pedal out through the legs or shake out the head. Notice the shape and quality of your breath. So as a whole, see if we can continue throughout the practice to create those slightly shorter inhales and slightly longer exhales. Take 2 more cycles where you are. On a breath in, look forward at your hands. We'll step the right foot to the outside of the right hand, and then step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Bend into your knees, sink your hips down, let your hands come together at the heart. Once your hips acclimate to this shape, you might need to wiggle around, shift a little side to side, or even come out of it a little bit, keeping your hips higher is totally fine. The shoulders again stay mellow out of the ears, and the weight of your feet be super even. It tends to want to roll inward here. So rest your fingertips toward the floor, send your hips up to the sky, and draw your feet beneath you so they're parallel to each other, about hip distance. Inhale, slide the hands to the shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. We'll take that again. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Feel the shoulders really reach backwards away from the earlobes. And exhale, fold back down. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. All the way to stand as you breathe and rise up. Stretch a little further back. So see if you can open through that front wall of the belly. As you look up, you might see the hands come together. And then exhale, place the hands together at the heart. And close down the eyes and reconnect to that intention you set earlier. That word you chose that will help you lead the way. As you draw the eyes open, inhale, circle the arms back up. Exhale, dive forward and down. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen through the spine. Tap your fingertips down to the floor and step your left foot backwards. So right foot stays. Lower your back knee down to the floor, and then step the hands up and onto that right thigh, and lace the fingers on top of the thigh bone. It's like you're pressing your leg away from you. Start to lean back slightly through the upper body and drive that right knee forward. We're just trying to seek out length through the front of that left hip flexor. So the hips can be nice and heavy toward the floor. We'll keep the right hand where it is. As you lift your left arm up, side bend over to the right. And you might use this right hand as support on the thigh, or you can reach the right fingertips down toward the floor. Doesn't so much matter where the arms go, but we're still trying to keep the shoulders soft out of the ears. So minimize that effort through the traps. And a breath in, send your right arm all the way up to meet your left arm, straighten out through the spine. Exhale, lower your hands to the floor and shift your hips backwards so your right toes flare up toward the sky. Re-bend your knee, take a breath in, move the chest forward. Exhale, lengthen through the front leg and send your hips backwards. We'll keep moving like that with the breath. Your inhale bends your knees and reaches your chest through. And your exhale lengthens through the front leg as you fold. One more time, rebend, take a breath in. Lengthen and exhale, fold. And rebend through the knee, inhale. Walk your hands to the inside of the right foot and move your right foot a little further to the right, so toes turn out slightly. Tuck your back toes under. Once again, lengthen the back leg. You just hit the pause button here. Keep drawing forward through the heart and backwards out of that left heel. Firm the right knee into the right arm. And then the left foot's just gonna mirror the right. Step it forward to the outside of the left hand. Bend your knees, come back to Malasana. Take a breath in just to land in the pose. Then exhale, fold forward over the legs, and we'll draw the feet back beneath us. Hip width distance, inhale, lengthen halfway. And we'll just switch from here. Touch your fingers to the floor and step your right foot way far back. Lower your back knee down to the ground, untuck the toes, then take the hands to the top of that left thigh, lacing the fingers again. So we're using the hands like we're trying to elongate that left thigh bone. Press the left knee forward, and that will likely let the upper body shift backwards a little more. Even though there's some effort in the arms, again, the shoulders are softening. The sides of the waist, the sides of the neck are getting a little longer. Keep the left hand where it is, release the right arm, send it all the way up to the sky. And as you side bend over to the left, decide if you want to keep that left arm there or send your fingertips downward. And the gaze can be wherever it feels natural for the neck. So it might be sideways or forward or up beneath that right arm. Create a firm grip through the sole of the left foot. Then inhale, free that left arm all the way up to the sky, straighten out through the spine. Exhale, lower the hands to the mat and send your hips backwards as your left toes draw upwards. And then re-bend the knee, take a breath in, draw the heart forward. Lengthen through the front leg, exhale, toes fly up. Re-bend the knee, breathe in, stretch through the heart. Lengthen the front leg, exhale, head backwards. And one more time, take a breath in. And a breath out. As you re-bend that front knee, take the hands to the inside of the foot and move the left foot a little bit wider. So toes turn slightly away from you. Tuck your back right toes, raise your knee and press out of that rear heel. Hug your left knee in, extend your chest forward. Let your breath be a quality breath, something that requires your thoughts, your effort to create. The left foot stays as is. Take as many steps as you need with that right foot to the outside of the right hand. Bend your knees, inhale, hands together at the heart. Oh, my hips finally feel a little lubricated. Hands to the floor, send your hips up, draw the feet beneath you. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale your arms to the sky, and once again as you rise up, see if you can stretch a little further back and open that front line of the body. Exhale, place the hands together at the heart. Inhale, send your arms back up. Exhale, dive forward over your legs. Breathe in, lengthen halfway. Touch your fingertips to the floor. Exhale your left foot to the very back of your space. Release your knee back down onto the ground. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up to the sky. Take hold of the left wrist. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale, rise back to center, release the wrist. Exhale your hands to the ground, send your hips backwards, reach the right toes up. Re-bend your knee, inhale, extend the heart forward, and this time tuck the back toes, raise the back knee. Spin the back heel flat to the floor and cartwheel all the way up and open to warrior two. Then you can adjust as you rise up. See if you need to make the stance a little longer, or move the feet so you have heel to arch alignment. And think of the upper body being totally square to that left side of the mat. But let the right knee resist that, so keep peeling your right thigh bone open. And straighten all the way through the right leg. On the breath in, send your upper body back in space. Reverse triangle. Exhale to side angle, bend the right knee. Take your elbow to your thigh, your hand to the floor as your left arm reaches up and over. And piece that with the breath, so the inhale draws you all the way up and back. Reverse triangle. Exhale, side angle, take it forward. Press that right thigh bone wide. One more time, inhale, rise up and reverse. Take the whole breath to get there. And then exhale, side angle. Spend a moment here, just an extra breath cycle, breathing in. Breathing out. Look down to the floor, lower your hands to the mat, and set your back knee onto the floor again. And this front right foot, as you reach it all the way back behind you, hover the leg up and in the air. Put the hands right beneath the shoulders. This could be right where you stay, or we'll send the left arm forward. Thumb to the sky, right inner thigh to the sky. Strong belly. This could be where you stay, or we'll bend the back knee and take the foot with your left hand. Lift your toes up to the sky and press the shin bone back. So think of aiming your heart forward rather than down at the ground. Inhale, straighten through the arms, straighten through the leg. Exhale, just release the left hand under the shoulder and step the right foot to the outside of the right hand again. And you might need to walk the hands forward so you have this longer lunge stance. Now the right hand will come to the right thigh as we help the leg over to the right. So we're picking up the sole of the right foot and rolling to the outer edge. Option to bend the back knee, and once again, take a bind, capturing those rear toes. Keep lifting out of that left shoulder and sailing your heart nice and wide over to the right. You have hold of the back toes, let them softly land on the floor. Put your right hand back to the mat and lengthen out that back leg, so we're lifting the knee. We'll take a quarter spin over to the left. Keep your toes turning out and your heels turning in. Bend your knees and step the hands up and onto your thighs. We're in this goddess stance with the legs. Dip the right shoulder forward, look past the left shoulder. So we're rotating through the spine. And then inhale, come on up to center. Then switch it around, exhale over to the right. Inhale through the middle. Exhale left. Inhale center, take it one more time, exhaling over to the right. Breathe in through the middle. And final time to the left. And as you roll back to center, grip into the feet, inhale, rise to stand. Turn the toes in, the heels out slightly, and your arms to a big T. We'll wrap the right arm beneath the left arm. Eagle wings, pick up the elbows and breathe in. Exhale, fold over your legs and let your arms dangle with the weight of gravity. So if the arms easily touch the floor, narrow the stance so they can just be suspended in air. Relax the head. We'll continue to fold forward and we'll release the arms down toward the floor. Inhale, lengthen halfway, draw the heart forward. Look to the very front of your mat, pivot on the feet and step forward so left foot joins the right. Inhale, halfway, catch a little length. Touch your fingertips to the ground, exhale your right foot to the back of your mat. Lower the right knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, lift your arms up and overhead. Take hold of the right wrist. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale through the center. Exhale, hands to the ground. Send your hips back. Draw your left toes upward. And then re-bend that front knee. Step the hands forward, tuck your back toes, lift the right knee and spin the right heel flat. Cartwheel the arms all the way open as you rise up to warrior two. So all 5 right toes are pointing to the right side of the mat. All 5 left toes and your left knee are pointing forward, front of the mat. And if you physically look at the body, the shoulders are aligning right over the hips. So we're totally straight through the spine. Notice you're breathing in this moment of pause. We'll lengthen all the way through that left leg. On the breath in, send your upper body all the way back in space. Reverse triangle. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Side angle, Parsvakasana. Inhale, rise up, straighten the front leg and reach back. Exhale, take it forward, side angle. One more time, inhale, rise up and reach, reverse. Exhale, side angle and give yourself a moment here. A full breath in. Full breath out. Look to the ground, lower your hands around the front foot and set your back knee down onto the floor. Shoot your left leg all the way back behind you. Flex the ankle and put the hands right beneath the shoulders. Press deeply into the palms. Lift out of the chest. Roll your left inner thigh to the sky. And with a strong belly, you might choose to reach the right arm forward. Thumb pointing up, or bend into the back knee and take hold of the foot with the right hand. Send your toes upward, your shin bone backward, and your heart straight out in front of you. buckling to the right. Keep hugging your hips toward each other. Without slingshotting the leg, let it softly release, inhaling to lengthen the arm and the leg out. Exhale, just put the right hand beneath the shoulder and step your left foot to the outside of the left hand. You might need to lengthen through that back leg a little more. Scoop the knee backward, move the hands forward. And then use the left hand to roll your left thigh bone wide. Spin your heart to the left. Maybe you'll capture the back toes again. Notice all the muscles of the face. And they relax. Your jaw, your tongue. Space around your eyes. Have the back toes, let them land slowly. Lower the left hand to the inside of the foot. Raise your back knee, take that quarter spin over to the right. Heels turn in, toes turn out. Bend your knees and creep the hands up and onto your thighs. And just one time, dip the right shoulder forward, look past your left. Inhale through the middle. Exhale over to the right. Inhale to center, grip into the feet, rise all the way up. Toes turn in, heels out a little. Take your arms to a big T. And this time the left arm wraps beneath the right. Inhale, float your elbows up. Exhale, fold over the legs, narrowing the stance if need be. So the arms just dangle. And continue to fold forward as you release the arms. Inhale, pop to the fingertips. Exhale, look forward and crawl your hands to the top of the mat. Step backwards, high plank position. Knees or no knees as you lower all the way down to meet the belly. Hop up to your elbows for a second, so you're on your forearms. Make sure you have a little space to your left and right. We'll cross the right forearm in front of the left, so it's closer to the top edge of the mat, the right forearm is. Then creep your hands apart from each other until you're fairly centered right over the shoulders, and you can let your chin rest either over the arms, or you can turn your head and look to the left. If there's any gripping in the lower body, just encourage those spaces to soften. We'll keep the arms crossed this way for just a couple more moments. Bend your right knee and move the right knee over to the right. So it's almost like a 90-degree shape off to the right. And then unthread your right arm and roll toward the back, reaching your right arm all the way up. Coming toward a twist, and it's likely that the right shoulder won't touch the ground. It's likely that your right knee will peel off the floor, that's okay. Reach your right arm all the way up. Roll yourself back down toward your belly. And let's switch the arms. You can straighten both legs out behind you. Bring the left arm in front of the right. Wiggle the hands apart until you find that space where you can nuzzle your chin over the arms or over to the right. We'll take just another 2 or 3 breaths here. Making our way toward this twist, start by bending your left knee and sliding your leg over to the left. Free your left arm and roll toward your back, worrying less about what's making contact with the earth and more about just opening up, seeing how the body lands. This time, we'll just keep rolling toward the back. So raise your left knee up, scoot yourself onto your mat so you're centered. Bend your knees and place your arms alongside the body. Just trying to scoot the shoulders right out of the ears. We'll set up for bridge. So take the feet and the knees hip distance. On the inhale, lift your hips up and drive the knees forward, straight out of the hip bones. Now scoot the shoulders together beneath you. Decide if you want to lace the hands or just keep the palms flat. If your knees are straying inward or outward, really encourage them to stay right in line with those hip bones. And take one more deep breath. And exhale, release the arms and come all the way down to the back. And we'll keep the feet flat, the knees to the sky, and cross the right ankle over the left thigh. So figure 4, supine pigeon. Flex the right ankle, hug the legs in toward you and grip either the left hamstring or the left shin bone. We're going to be here for just a little bit of time. And you might notice as the time passes that your hips start to acclimate. Might become a little less jarring to be in the pose, which might mean that you choose to explore a different grip. So maybe your hands do move toward the shin if they're on the hamstring. Or for some of you, you'll use your hands kind of like a forklift and they're just hugging this right shin toward you so you can set your left foot back onto the earth. So yeah, the hands are kind of scooping you in, or you can lift the head, the neck, the shoulders, and hook the crook of your elbows around your foot and around your knee, like a cradle for that shin. Yeah. And then if possible, you'll take the head, neck, and shoulders back down, which, holy cow, creates a whole new world, at least for me. Oh. Always like really astonishing for me to think of my early 20s, what my practice looked like, to now my later mid 30s. That's just crazy. Just another 2 or 3 breaths where you are, softening where you can, elongating through the exhales. Whatever it is that you're gripping, let it be a soft and slow release. We'll set the right foot back down to the floor. Just spend a moment noticing the difference between your sides. Always feels a little surprising to me. And we'll start it off slow on the second side. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Hug the legs in. And take the grip that works to start, knowing that it might change throughout the next minute and a half-ish as we hold. Or it may not change at all, because this side is, we're not symmetrical, so just might have a different journey, and that's okay. We're certainly not in a rush to get anywhere, but you know the options that exist. So if and when you feel ready, you can explore maybe hanging onto the shin bone, doing that little forklift or cradling the shin. Something that can't really be rushed, forcing flexibility and mobility. So we're just breathing, getting curious. Taking our time. As you do start to explore, if you're heading to a different variation in any way, just notice the reaction the rest of your body has. And at any point, this goes for any pose, if you can't breathe or it becomes shallow, or the rest of your body is in like fight or flight mode, that's your cue just to back out. No pose identifies your worth in any way. I feel like a few weeks ago, I shared one of my Peloton snippets from Robin, and last night I took Alex's class from like years ago. I just love their motivating chats. And he said, validate your own greatness. You don't need anyone to validate your greatness. And I thought, preach, brother. It's true. So I share that with you as well in hopes that it empowers your brain to validate itself. Wherever you landed, again, let the exit be really slow and thoughtful. So you can just enjoy the ride out. Oh. And we'll stay on the back and take the soles of the feet together and let the knees part. And the shoulders slide out of the ears. I'm going to spend a little extra time in Shavasana slowing down today. So if you want to slip any extra layers on, or a blanket, or an eye pillow, really let the intent to just be restful and cozy and supportive. And when you feel ready to make your way from Supta Baddha Konasana, you can let the legs lengthen out. Of course, if you need anything else, like another twist on the back, or a happy baby, or a forward fold, you're certainly welcome to take any last counters that would feel good. Just let the body rest into the surface that it's resting on top of. So you're really minimizing any physical work. As enticing as it might be to start thinking about what's coming next in your day, really encourage you to just stay in the moment. And really relish in the luxury of being still, being present. The best gift you can give yourself is just to be. riding a high in Shavasana. All means, continue to stay as you wish. Otherwise, let the reawakening be super slow. So start just by breathing more deeply. Stretch your toes forward. Open and close your hands a few times. And let that grow into whatever feels right, whether it's bending the knees or taking the arms overhead. Take whatever pathway feels good to rise all the way up to a seat eventually. And once you're upright, let your hands connect at the heart. Reconnecting again to the intention from earlier in class. That whenever you need it throughout the rest of your day, you can keep coming back to this essence that just starts to pave your path forward, wherever that takes you. You bow your forehead toward your fingertips, just bow in thankfulness, gratitude, honor, acknowledgement to yourself and to one another. Namaste. Oh, thank you for slowing down with me today. This is my last virtual class of the year. It is wild to me that it has been an entire year gone by. But Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you in 2022.